Nahma. Okay.
Welcome to 90.2 FM. Shalom Sagit.
Hi, darling. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. We're recording on Sunday, so it's the beginning of the week, and today it's also my daughter's birthday.
I was about to say, you have a very busy day.
I have a busy
Mazel
day.
tov.
Thank you. Thank you. So it's very exciting, and she's 13.
Oy, oy, oy.
Yeah. Maybe she also say oy, 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 but not about the 13, but the 50 years old mom.
May we all be like you when we are 50 years old.
Thank you, Annie.
Amen.
Hello, our guest.
Hi.
How do you feel?
Impressed.
We are so happy that you come.
I'm happy to be with you on a Sunday.
Well, thank you for coming on a Sunday.
And I left him a little bit outside,
Yeah,
freezing
in the
outside the door.
Good for
Thank
the
you very
skin.
much.
True.
You think so? Okay.
Apparently.
So for our listeners, today we have our guest Dan Goldstein,
Yes.
and it's you.
Wow.
We were waiting for you quite a long time because you were a bit in Israel, but finally you are with us.
I survived. Yeah.
For those who don't know you, Dan born in Haifa and raised all over, as you say. You will explain us what does it mean all over.
How much time do we have?
We have
You have time.
enough for you to give us the explanation.
Okay.
And but mostly in Belgium.
Yeah.
You have two incredible girls, but
Yeah, of course.
I'm not surprised because the father here is amazing by himself.
Yeah,
And
let's say the moms too, kind of.
Quand même.
Of course. And you are a doctor.
Dr. Dan.
Dr. Dan.
Dr.
This will be for the next show for the matching
Matchmaking.
show.
Yeah, bachelor number 1.
Exactly.
Dr. Dan.
So he loves art, he loves traveling and sport, which he cannot do
And
without.
now walks on the beach.
I love everything.
And actually, he just came after a race, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Can
Sure.
you tell us what kind of race?
Crazy race.
Tell us.
Yeah. Have you heard of cyclocross? You don't know what that is. Okay, this is really a Belgian thing. Maybe you heard of great champions here in Belgium like Wout van Aert or Thibaut Nys. In Holland, there's Mathieu van der Poel. So those guys race on, just on Tour de France and all that. But during the winter, there's no such races.
Okay.
So some crazy guys got together one day, I don't know when, and they decided to do the same thing but on a field. So they just changed the wheels, put like mountain bike kinds of wheels, a bit thinner, and said, "Yeah, let's go, yalla." You know?
Okay.
So whether it rains or it's snowing or it's cold or not, you just go in the field and you go round and round and round. You're in mud, and it's quite intensive. And it's a lot of fun.
You're
because,
a big group?
we were 70 of us racing
cool.
today, so
Wow.
it was nice. We have races all around Brussels. Last year I did that in the Province de Liège.
Okay.
And yeah, this year it's a bit closer, but with guys from Flanders, and they're very strong on bikes. So, but it's fun. It's fun.
And how often they do it?
It's once a week,
Okay.
but then you train during the week because otherwise it's. I thought I would have like 5 heart attacks.
And how do you, because you are, as we said, you're a busy man, and
Yeah.
when do you find the time to train for this kind of race?
Well, when you're a bachelor, you have a lot of time on your hands.
We will leave your number at the end of the show for those who are interested, but they have to go first through us.
Yes,
Then
you
we
do
will do
you
the
filter,
selection.
you
Do
do
the
filter.
commission.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, it's like I have a coach, and he trains me for that. Not only that, but
Mhm.
at least that. So I just, I have this app, and it tells me what to do during the week. And when I get out of work, I jump on my bike or go running. And yeah, that's how
Wow.
I try to get in shape and stay fit for the race of Sunday. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Wow,
for
good.
the winter month. And then summer month is something else.
And how long do you already do it?
It's been 3 years now.
Wow.
It's been 3 years.
Oh.
So after a
Commitment.
heartbreak, actually. So true.
Yeah, we all need the
Yeah, I was heartbroken, so I said, "What?"
kaffa for life from life,
Yeah.
and then
I have a lot of guy friends. Every time they are heartbroken, this is
Yeah, that's what
the
we
move.
do.
The move is like, okay, my heart is broken. I'm going for my body now.
yeah,
Yeah.
their heart is broken. They go to the move. Our heart is broken. We go to the refrigerator and we eat.
They go to move. We go to food.
We look for Nutella and
Don't say Nutella. It's my bad word.
Nutella, come on.
C'est la cata. It's poison, but we love it.
we love this kind of poison. We like
Yes,
it.
this is
Wow.
fun.
And we have the doctor here to.
Yeah,
Tell
but
us
it's
all
Sunday,
about
so
the
I'm not
health.
working today.
So what do you do, Dan? Because I actually don't know you so well. I've never met you before.
So now I'm an anesthesiologist. This is my main occupation. I work. Maybe I shouldn't tell where I work. I should tell.
Oh.
Doesn't
You
matter.
work in a hospital.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
exactly. In many hospitals.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I'm an anesthesiologist. I take care of patients day in and day out. Yeah, and sometimes I go outside of Belgium when I'm called for missions or things like that. Yeah.
What kind of missions?
Well, everyone knows what happens on the 7th of October. So since then, I've been going to Israel a couple of times to help there, mainly in Tel Aviv at the Ichilov Hospital, where there was a bad need of anesthesiologists to help because most of the guys there go for Miluim and they're not available anymore. Plus, the activity went up with the war, and yeah, they needed someone to help.
They ask you, or you felt that you want to?
It's a bit of both. It's there was this group that formed a WhatsApp group for anesthesiologists from all over the world. So mainly it was guys from the US, a lot of the US, a little bit of UK, not so much Australia, and then there was one European guy. That's me. That was on that group. So it was kind of a volunteering group, but at the same time they asked for. I knew a little bit of the guys in Ichilov, and they called me, so I went. I helped.
And how they react here when you told them that you
that I'm
Your
going.
colleagues
yeah,
at work and
yeah,
everything.
because
Wow.
it's not a normal situation, and we
Can
know
I
that.
say bad words on the radio?
But we will have to put a lot of beep beep beep.
Beep,
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 beep, beep,
So let's try to find good words.
Yeah.
They looked at me and said, "Are you crazy?" Something like that. Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to go there? I said, "Well, it's home, so that's why I want to go." So I went.
Okay.
As simple as that, and it felt great. I just came back. What was 2 weeks ago? It felt great. It was hard, very hard. I worked a lot, but then you're in Israel, so it feels like you're going back to your roots, and that feels good. That feels good.
Is it hard as it was immediately after everything started, or you see some changes?
For me, I thought it was harder.
Now
Right?
harder?
Yeah, I thought it
Why?
was harder
Because you
because
see the aftermath.
it's been 2 years of war, and you feel people are tired and sad and afraid that it's not gonna stop ever. And even though it's a bit quieter now, kind of, they just go to work, get back home, eat, go to sleep, and start same thing the next day. So it wasn't. I went like 2 years ago, just when the war broke, and okay, it was difficult. It was the war. There were rockets shooting all over the place, but you felt people were like, had a lot of energy, were kind of ready. It was like, yeah, just another war. It's gonna end up very quickly, but it didn't, and it went on and on. It's been 2 years now.
Drain everyone.
Yeah.
And
People are
people are
drained.
very tired. Even in Tel Aviv, which is like a crazy city, but it wasn't the same.
I find you feel the heaviness in the air.
Heaviness.
Now when
That's
you
a
go to
good
Israel,
word. Yeah.
this is what I found in the past 2 years.
That's exactly that. So like I didn't see my family much as I used to. Usually I see them often. I see friends, but everyone was like busy. But I think they were mostly tired and just they wanted to stay home and
Yeah.
relax. So they were
And
happy to see me, but
yeah, of course, there are still a lot of volunteers that come.
Well, there were never so much. They
Okay.
were. I think not enough. There should be more. I was there 2 weeks, a little bit more than 2 weeks. There was just another American guy from Mount Sinai that was there, but he stayed only 1 week.
Okay.
Then I was left alone, and when I left, no one replaced me, and they still need it.
How do they reach out for
Through
their
the
need?
WhatsApp group, actually.
How many people on the WhatsApp group?
Oh, a lot, a lot. I couldn't tell. I can check, but there's a lot of people, but mainly in the US.
Yeah.
But then you have to like leave everything and go there. It's like
It's not possible for everyone.
I take on my holidays. I'm not paid when I'm there. I just go, you know. But the energy you get back from the people there, it's amazing, amazing.
And yes, I wanted to ask from a professional aspect, how is it different? What is the difference working here and working there?
So I've worked all over the world. So for me, it's nice because I can mix match everything. So I don't feel uncomfortable. But the thing is, Israel is a bit of already a mixed match of everything, It's like I see things there that date back from the 70s. I say, why do you still do that? And then I see things which are like 2057. It's like, how did you get that thing so modern? So it's really a mix of old and new, and that's a lot of fun. Plus, I do things I don't do here, like war wounds and things like that, trauma, war trauma and things like that. So that's interesting. Yeah, but it's anesthesia, and it's what I find interesting there is when you get into an OR, you hear so many languages, so many. I wish people would go there and see what apartheid looks like.
Yeah, we know.
Like, wow, I mean, no, it's crazy, and it's not even Hebrew and Arabic, but it's everything from all over the world, and Hebrew and Arabic both. Okay, apartheid state, whatever.
Maybe we know what kind of.
Yeah, we know. But it's when you go there and you actually see it and experience it, and then you come back here and like everyone speaks the same language, does the things in the same way. It's more challenging there, certainly.
Do you have people here that somehow change their minds or have a little bit of a more open approach because they know you, thanks to the fact that they actually know you?
Like 2 years ago, I talked a lot. I tried to transmit a lot of what I know from my birth country, but I got tired of it.
Of course.
So I just stopped, and actually it went the other way around. I find less and less people actually understand what's going on there, and they have only one point of view, which we all know it's a lot of propaganda, but that's how it is, unfortunately. And I just don't want to talk anymore. At one point you just, okay, think whatever you want to think. I have no time for this. I don't have energy anymore for that. I used to, like 2 years ago. So I'm very impressed with people that just keep on doing asbara and asbara all the time. I don't know how they do that. It's their life.
True, it's amazing to see them, but
but I cannot do that anymore.
Well, you're if I may say, I'm a lot in the asbara field. You're still doing it. That's the thing. Any Jew that doesn't hide that he's a Jew is doing asbara to a certain level. It's
but sometimes you feel like you want to hide.
yeah.
Because I've been threatened. Really. So at one point, it's like there's
threatened by colleagues or by
also yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it happened.
Can you be more?
Yeah, I don't want to be too specific about it.
Not too, but what does it mean to be bothered by colleagues?
Bothered, but you're in the OR and people come to you like start like almost yell at you or insult you because what are you doing? all this genocide. So what the fuck are you? Sorry, I guess, what are you talking about? You know, I'm in my OR. I'm taking care of a patient. What are you talking about?
That's
You know,
supposed to be
you
the
know?
oath, by the
Yeah.
way.
By the
Yeah.
way,
Bah ouais.
and but
Should
you go
remind
there.
them.
I go there and actually work with Palestinian doctors and nurses, and I
And we're
take
fine.
care of Palestinian kids. So what are you
Yeah.
talking about? No, that's not true. Well, I've been there, so I'm telling you. But if you don't want to believe me, how you've
Yeah.
decided to believe whatever you saw on the internet or all over the place.
They come
So-
already with their own agenda, so they don't let the facts
No.
confuse them. Huh?
So how can you talk with those people anyway? So you don't. You just stop talking. You know, you just do your thing. And so in the beginning you explain, and then you stop explaining, and you're like, okay, you know.
Do you feel that you lost also friends, not only
Yeah.
colleagues,
Yeah.
friends because of
Of
your
course. Of course. Of course. There's many people I stopped talking to and actually took them out of my, you know, social accounts like Facebook and Instagram. I said, okay, yeah, go your own way, I'll go mine. Or they actually kicked me out, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
same for
okay.
me.
Say, yeah, fine, you know, live your life. I have other people in my life. I
Yeah.
don't need this. It was hard with people I actually admired a lot, because you always have people around you admire, you think they're intelligent and everything like that. And then you realize, what are you talking about? But then it was, sometimes you're surprised. Like 2 3 days ago, there's a very good friend of mine. I worked with him in Geneva for a long time, and he called me. I hadn't been in touch with him for quite some times, and he started publishing things on Facebook which I didn't like, so I tried not to react too much. I was just writing, you know, check your facts. And then he calls me, and we talked like, you know, he said, we have to see each other. It was very, very friendly. And so I said, so you still hate all Israelis? I say, well, what do you mean? I say, yeah, look, I'm Israeli, you know. I say, yeah, the genocide, blah, blah, blah. And I say, please, come on. His name is David. I can say that. I say, David, you know, first of all, your name is one of our kings, you know. So, so listen, please stop, because, you know, you're just feeding into this propaganda, and you know it's not like that. I can tell you what happened. If you want to listen to me, I've been there. You know me. You've known me for how many years now? We've been good friends. We've lived together at one point. I lived in this place when I left Geneva for 6 months, something like that. We did crazy things together. He's a very, very good friend. I say, yeah, but you know, I said, please just hear me out. And I was able to change his mind. But he's a very close friend. So hopefully this one I didn't lose. You know.
Yeah, I think what is sad that there are people who are not even willing to listen. They are so stuck with their
Yeah, totally.
More than that, I think, even because for me, it's really like I had non-Jewish friends for years because I was born and raised in Belgium. And then when it all happened, suddenly, it's not even about the fact that I lost a friend or we have different opinions. It's just suddenly, it's like I surely don't exist. I only represent the conflict.
Exactly.
I have no personality, no, no feelings, no heart, no opinions, no nothing. I'm just like this,
Yeah.
like a board. And some of them, worse than that, I have friends that actually came to my house in Israel that were physically there.
Oh, really?
And what do you mean? You came to my wedding in Israel? You've seen all this. You know all this. And this is for me really the betrayal. And I was going to say something and ask you a question about it, because in Belgium we have in general, anyone who grew up here has a tendency of having non-Jewish friends and being integrated in life. Exactly. And since for me, I made Aliyah before and everything, so it's even different. But after 7th of October, basically, I just wanted my Jews around me. I needed to feel safe. I needed to.
Your home base.
Yeah, but I used to have a home before, like I thought I had.
But like every kid, when something happened and hey, mommy,
yeah,
this is the same.
Well,
is it the same for you?
Just to go back to my stories, I arrived in Belgium. I was 4 years old.
Okay.
So I was really taken out of Israel by my parents, especially my father. I'm sorry, Dad.
Um, sorry,
It's okay.
It's okay.
a bit emotional.
It's okay.
We love to. We do that
So
a
yeah.
lot. I do
So-
that all the time. So I get no-
My parents were born in Romania, right? And my grandparents wanted to go to Israel. That was their goal after the war. My parents were born just after the war. My parents, my grandparents went through a lot of hell during the
Yeah.
war in Romania. They were in camps and all. So anyway, so when my parents arrived in Israel, was really a dream of my grandparents. But I think my father never felt like this was the place he felt comfortable. This is for him. Israel is too much of a mess. Balagan, balagan. It's too much for him, and he's very European, and I think he loves Europe very much. He loves the mentality, loves the culture for very good reasons. And he was they went through the 6 Days War because they arrived in '64 in Israel. They went through Kippur War, and my father fought during Kippur War, and I think he wanted a better life for his kids, for me and my brother. So when he had the chance to get out, I think he just took that chance, and it happened that we ended in Belgium. That was a funny story, but anyway, we arrived in Belgium, and I never grew up in Israel. I grew up like being scared of Israel. Like I used to go when I was a kid back and forth to see my grandparents, but it was in the 80s. You had to look around on the sidewalks if something would explode. And here in Israel, we didn't live in Brussels. We lived in Louvain-la-Neuve. That's where my father worked. So we didn't know Jews. Just a couple here and there sometimes, or when we went to synagogue here in Brussels. And but my mother, she was, I think she was very afraid to be here because she felt super good in Israel. And for her, coming to Europe was like, why are we going back to the place we left? Doesn't make any sense. I was just 4, I was with my parents. So I grew up here, and so I grew up without Jews around me. I actually, let's see, we're talking in English because my Hebrew is bad, and I'm quite ashamed of it. And because I didn't go to Jewish school, I went to synagogue once a week, and really more when I got close to my bar mitzvah, because
Your parents speak Hebrew, or?
Yeah, they do.
But they didn't speak to you.
No, because we had to speak French. No one had to know what the mezuzah was inside. It's
Did
not
they also
on the
speak
door.
Romanian?
Yeah, they spoke Romanian in between them, which is funny because they always thought I would never understand. The thing is, I understand everything they said. So
That's how I learned Hebrew.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, so I grew up like that with people in Louvain-la-Neuve, which is kind of a sacred place, Louvain-la-Neuve,
It's a
especially it's really a bubble. A lot of African people came that year. It was also a lot of Chilean people because they were fleeing the Pinochet regime in '78. It was the same thing. And so I met a lot of those guys and a couple of Arabic people. So there was one Tunisian I remember in school, and there was one Iraqi. That was crazy. Khalid, his name was. And actually, the director of the school called my parents and his parents just to make sure that we wouldn't fight. But, we were kids,
That's great. Wow.
That was crazy. But so I grew up in that environment, which was totally non-Jewish. And for years and years and years. And for me, Jewish was going back to Israel and people like, tapping on your head. Oh, he's so cute. Yeah. And if they were speaking in Hebrew, I wasn't speaking. It was hard for me. I didn't feel comfortable there. And so I grew up like that. And my friends and my environment was Belgian, basically, for many years until, we moved a bit around. But it was mainly Belgian. And so this is what I called home for a long time, for a very long time, even though, like I said, we lived in the States, we lived in Canada, we lived a bit in France, I lived in Switzerland also, but Belgium felt like home. And since the 7th of October, a little bit before that, I started going back.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to ask. When
to Israel, but from the 7th of October, Belgium doesn't feel like home at all anymore. That's definitive. Even though I have 2 daughters here, and that's the hard part for me.
How do they feel?
My daughters? Well, It's funny because the oldest one, she's 22 now, or she's gonna be 22 in September, and she's finishing a master in law. So I'm very proud of her.
Of course.
And she's got an Israeli passport because I was married to her mother, and so she got an Israeli passport, and she loves Israel very much. And she thought about going back at one point and then go just studying there, or maybe going to the army there. Then she met a guy.
It's always the same.
But I have to say, on radio, Loic, if you hear me, is a very nice guy, very good guy, and I'm very happy. So she's not gonna go back. She wants to go, but then war broke, and now she's scared of going there, and I hate that because I put so much effort just for me to go back and to feel so at home when I'm in Israel, but it wasn't an effort for me. I just stepped on, in Ben Gurion,
and
put my foot in, and okay, I'm home. That's easy. But I tried very hard to bring my daughters there so they could feel at home. And then the oldest one now, it's like she's scared of going. And the youngest one, well, yeah, we go on holiday. So for her, it's holiday. But it's funny. She says, "Ani rotza mitzanavim." That's the only thing she can say in Hebrew. That's funny.
Sweet.
But how do they feel in their identity as in Jewish here? More than towards Israel as a country?
It's funny because my oldest daughter, she's not Jewish, but she feels Jewish in Belgium. That's strange. And Israeli, but she's scared of going. And the youngest one, I think she's too young. She's 11 years old right now. But yeah, I try to do a little bit of Shabbat dinner or Hanukkah, Pesach, whatever, when they're with me. I reintroduced that in my family because we didn't do it anymore because my father hates it. Sorry, Dad.
Everybody with the Holocaust package, people will know.
No, I remember we're doing Shabbat and I bake the chalots and I bring wine and I want to do a bracha and a bracha on the candles and my father's already drinking the wine. I said, "Come on, Dad. Can you just wait a second?"
It's the generation.
But I wanted to ask you because you said since the 7th of October you don't feel at home here, but your connection to Israel, because as a kid you didn't feel very comfortable, but your reconnecting to Israel started only because of the 7th of October or earlier?
It started when I divorced, actually.
Okay.
I was 33 years old, and I don't know, I reconnected with my cousin, my girl cousin, Hannah. Okay. Hello, I love you. And I don't know, we connected on Facebook. So that was like 17 years ago, and we started talking, and we realized we had the exact same life. Me here in Belgium, her in Israel. She was divorcing too, and she's a doctor too.
Okay.
And at that time I was studying to be a doctor. I didn't my diploma yet. So we started talking, and I said, I want to go to Israel. I don't know why. I felt like I needed to go. And so 17 years ago, I started going back. First once, then just to meet my cousin, and then twice, 3 times, like 3-4 times a year, and I just went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And each time I landed, like I said, I just felt so good, so at home.
It's of course.
And I don't know where it came from. And like I remember the first time I went to Yerushalayim, to the Kotel. I'm not religious at all, but I don't know. I was like, this is where I come from, like that. Just like that.
Spirituality.
Yeah, I don't know.
You cannot explain this.
No,
it's something that
why.
inside.
And it came out just like that. It was a snap.
And all these years, seriously.
Yeah.
Hebrew.
מותק.
Dan, mommy, מה קורה?
אני מתבייש, טוב?
No, but you understand.
I understand. It's the thing is, I can manage, but it's hard to have a conversation. I took a couple of classes with a very nice one. I'm gonna say hello to her. Hello, Olivia. She was in law school and she was giving Hebrew classes here in Brussels.
Okay.
Just to get a little bit of extra money, I guess. And she was great and she helped me a lot. and there was a lot of progress. Then I went working there. Then 7 October happened, and I went and I worked there. But like I said, you're in the OR, people speak everything except Hebrew. So it's not, but then I tried to make the effort. But a full conversation,
it's more
it's
complicated. We will practice. I have.
Okay. Let's do that.
You mentioned before that the work that you did there or you are doing there, it's totally different because it's war injured and
not only, but
no,
also.
yeah, not only, but I guess it was the first time that you faced it.
No.
No? I knew I'm asking, so tell us.
No. I actually, when I finished my anesthesiology degree in 2014,
Okay.
I wanted to go work on humanitarian missions. And at that time, my second daughter was born. She was born in 2014. But I was still in talks with Doctors Without Border, which I will never work with anymore.
Yeah, I wonder why.
But at that time, and they were very eager.
Back then, we didn't know.
Then we didn't know. Because actually, I started. If we step back a little bit, I have a PhD in biology, and at 27 years old, I just quit my job and went back to med school because I wanted to work on humanitarian missions. That was the thing. But I thought it was crazy. So first of all, I went to the Red Cross. I went to Doctors Without Border, and they didn't want to employ me. They saw how excited I was, but they said, "You're not a doctor. We need doctors." Not so much for the doctor part, but they need the title. Yeah. For some reason, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna start med school and I'm gonna go. So I started med school at 27, 28 years old.
Wow.
So that was quite late, but when I finished med school, I went into anesthesiology, and then it was like, that was my calling, so I have to go. So I left with Doctors Without Border and I went to Chad. And that was the time when there was Boko Haram that was there. They're still there, I guess. But so yeah, there were already war injuries and people shooting at us. Wow. That was a lot of fun. I was in this little town called Bol in the middle of Chad, in the middle of nowhere. I think I was the only anesthesiologist in the whole country, and I built basically an OR for this little town. Wow. I wonder how it is now. And yeah, we treated war injuries. It was more like a mother-child mission. Because there's a lot of women that die at birth there. But of course, if there's anything else, you take care of it. So that was a special mission.
How long you were doing?
More than a month and a half, almost 2 months.
You were not scared to go to this?
I'm a bit, cuckoo,
No, I never noticed. You surprised me.
I was, but to tell the truth, just before I went, I took it was like personal protection classes. Okay. It's like some kind of course that some journalists that go into war zones take. And I also did a lot of martial arts and stuff like that. So I was like very MacGyver. And I took those classes. So when I went there, I knew it was going to be dangerous. It could be dangerous. I know Doctors Without Borders is very aware of our security, kind of. And because some stuff were not okay. And yeah, but it wasn't my calling. So I really wanted to go. And it was a very good mission. I learned a lot. They were super happy with my work. They offered me to come back again and again. I didn't have the chance because I came back to Belgium. I wanted to take care of my youngest daughter, and then another heartbreak, whatever. The story of my life.
No, as we said,
he has a master's in that.
No, we got it. No, I for me, I'm planning already the next episode, The Bachelor. Martial arts, doctor,
we can do that,
race,
no problem, we can do
sports, whatever, art. I think it's
I bake the chalot.
I bake the chalot. It's the full package, honey.
You do it.
So yeah. So anyway, so I was in Chad. So it was not the first time I worked with war injuries, and that was December. I came back on December 2015. And guess what happened in March 2016? You remember?
Love it.
And I was working at the military hospital at the time.
Okay.
So I remember the day, the exact day when the bombs exploded at the airport and in the metro, and we were 3 of us in the intensive care of the military hospital, which is a burn unit there. And we had like news like there was a terrorist attack. We have to get prepared. And they say, okay, Dan, you go down into the ER. You're gonna welcome the people coming in. So I said, yeah, what's going on? Terrorist attack here. Like, are you kidding me?
We're in Belgium.
We're in Belgium. And then there was one guy comes in with a little blood on his face, and then a second, and then a bus. And then I did the triage for 126 people there. And I was like trying to help them a little bit there, send them to the ICU. But I didn't even know how to do that. Even though I was in Chad it was like 1 guy, 2 guys. So just a little anecdote, but I have to tell that because this is the power of Israel. I took my phone and I called a friend of mine who was working on Hadassah.
Okay.
And I said, what should I do? We just had a terrorist attack here. I'm alone in the ER. I got colleagues in the ICU. But I've never done that. A triage of 125 people. And he was like, yeah. We do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Piece of cake. Yeah.
You do this and that and that and that. So with him on the phone, I actually did the triage, you know?
Wow.
So yeah, that was the second time. Very close. And then back in Israel. That's when it happened.
Did the work in Israel changed you?
Oh.
Shaped you?
You can look at it and both
I don't think
ways.
it's changed me. I think it just comforted me in the fact that I knew where I needed to finish my life. This is, when I go there and people there, people there also tell me, you fit here. And that's how I felt, like, oh, finally, this is where I belong. So it's not like it shaped me or it changed me. I just realized, okay, this is where I have to be.
It confirmed you.
It confirmed all my life. I was, at one point, it's like, what am I doing? I'm here in Belgium. I got 2 kids with 2 different women. I'm getting heartbroken over and over again. I do crazy sports. I travel the world in crazy places. Where can I just stop and sit down? Well, it's very easy. It's on the Tayelet in front of Dan Panorama, looking at the sunset on the sea. That's where it is. So it didn't shape me or it didn't change me. It just confirmed where I needed to be, and it confirmed what I was, how I became, all the work I've done to get to that point, and that's where it's supposed to be.
It will be. It will come.
Yeah, I will. I'm sure.
It will come.
Of course.
Meanwhile, meanwhile you are doing Shabbat with us. The chalot is on you. I will cook the rest. She will bring the alcohol.
I will bring the smiles. That's what I do, basically.
That's perfect.
And the child.
And she always stay and say, I will help you to clean.
Yes.
Sometimes
I stay late to clean and then to insult people when they leave.
Well,
sometimes
Sagit,
I say yes.
Can I say something? Each time I say, I'm going to help you clean,
I don't allow.
I'm the only one allowed because I work the system.
Okay.
I know the system. I work the system. I'm part of the furniture. I'm allowed.
But it's true. You always propose and I say, no, just go, everyone, go home.
Yeah.
And then I stay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a Shabbat going on soon.
Yeah,
great.
of course.
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
Let's do Shabbat.
That would
I
be
love
lovely.
Shabbatot.
You know, this is something I relearned actually. When was it? It was when I started cyclocross and all that. After that, whatever heartbreak number 55. And
It's nice to see a man that really owns it. You know,
Yeah.
usually it goes like woman.
He's emotionally intelligent.
Yeah,
It's
thank you.
nice.
Lots of points for the shidduch.
and when I started doing that back home, it felt good. You know, in our religion, so many symbols are so important, and they seem dumb, but it's so incredible. Like you light the two candles, you bring light in your house. You know, this is so. I love that.
Me
I
too.
think that's so
Yes,
important.
Friday night and the candlelight, it's something
That's
that
wonderful.
I can do a lot of stuff or skip a lot of stuff, but the Shabbat candles
Yeah, it's
and the
wonderful.
prayers, there is something that
Yeah,
give you
exactly.
peace.
And my daughters pray.
It's
They-
good.
They lit the candles.
Right.
You know, my mother cries because my father didn't like that. So, but then my daughters do the prayer. They don't speak Hebrew at all, but they know the brachot. You know, just to light the candles.
It's a good start, huh?
And that's wonderful, and I love that. I really love that. And then it's a time where you just sit down with the whole family. It's quiet. Forget all whatever happened during the week, and you bring light into your house.
Do you
That's
go
wonderful.
to the synagogue from time to time or?
You know, the sentence is, it's not the Jews that keep Shabbat. It's Shabbat,
Shabbat
that keeps the Jews.
So okay.
No
say
judgment
this.
here.
Yeah, of course not.
I stopped going altogether. Actually, when I was, I think 27, 28 at that time, I had a big fight with my father, and I said, I'm sick of being called Goldstein. Okay, I'm sick of that. I don't want to be Jewish anymore. I hate this. I hate this heritage. I hate it. It's horrible, you know. I feel scared all the time. I don't want that anymore. And then it changed 5 years afterwards when I met my cousin. I went to Israel. And then I don't know, it came back slowly. And then one day I decided, I don't know what happened with me. I said I want to step into synagogue. Can I say the synagogue name? He's gonna be happy if I say that.
Yeah, of course.
So I went to Male.
Okay.
Oh.
And I got into the synagogue, and first of all, I rang. It was the first time. Who are you? What are you doing here? You know, security and all that. So it was a Friday night. I get into the synagogue. I sit down at the back on the right side where I always sit now, actually. And they started doing the synagogue, and you know, the rabbi Pinson, and he looks, who's this guy? Where does he come from? And I take the Siddur, and I try to read kind of, and I read it not well, but I skip like 5 words every 2 words, but still I'm able to follow. So that's pretty cool. And then I started crying a lot. Sorry.
No, you don't need to be sorry. It's beautiful.
And because I thought of my grandparents when I was there, and that was a great moment. And then he asked me to come to the Torah, and I said, "No, I'm gonna read in front of everyone." And I don't know what, it just came out like that. Like I never forgot all those prayers I learned when I was a kid, and I rejected, you know. And I was, I don't know, 45, 46, and I remember Rav Pinson looked at me and said, "Who are you? Where'd you come from?" You know, and then I realized I was lost actually all those years. So I went back to come back to your question. I went back to synagogue on a regular basis, and on the 7th of October I stopped altogether. I'm upset.
You're angry at God?
Yeah,
but
I'm very upset because this is not okay. And I know Pinson wants me to come, and he sends me messages here and there, and I just dodge it. So please don't listen to this, because then he's gonna.
You know from where our strength come? The strength of our people, our Am.
Tell me.
From the Emunah.
Yeah.
And the Emunah, the faith, it's not only when things going smoothly or it's easy. The real faith is exactly, it's when it's dark and when it's hard. There is where your Emunah really
it's tested.
Yeah.
But
so
do we need to be tested over?
We are Jewish, and we are tested over and over and over again. Okay. But our strength come from that no matter what, we don't lose our hope. we don't lose our faith, and we get up on our feet
Keep going.
and keep going.
Yeah, that's what we do.
So if this is where you found your soul when you felt lost, you shouldn't stop because what happens? Because if we would do that, we will never survive. We survived because we never lost it. We survived because we kept going.
It's true, but like I said, I keep going, and I go to Israel, and I do all those little things,
Not
Jewish
the synagogue
things,
itself.
but
Yeah.
not necessarily at the synagogue.
You will go again when you feel ready.
Probably. I know someone will be happy.
Dan, we have to
3 minutes
yeah,
to go,
but we are so happy that you came.
I was happy to come.
And
it's a lot of fun. I can come another time, part 2.
With pleasure. And I know, even though I know you not for many years, but I know you, I discovered something new and beautiful.
Thank you.
And I'm really happy and proud to be your friend.
And I'll be happy to come to Shabbat at your place.
It's a date.
Yeah,
we are
going something because
yeah.
I don't know that. I don't know you. I've never met you before. I love you. I think
Thank
it's.
you, Shirley.
I think it's.
Do you have girlfriends? No, I'm kidding.
We will discuss. Yes.
When they get divorced, I will make you a list.
We discussed it. We will discuss it on Shabbat with your chala and yeah.
Great.
We
It's a
see.
date.
Exactly. But yeah, I think it was very, very refreshing to
Thank
see
you.
a different approach. And just so you know, if you think Goldstein is a heavy name, my name is Ben Shabbat.
Oh, yeah.
So you know.
Wow.
Voilà. Directly feel better, you know.
Be proud,
Very
everyone.
Be proud.
So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for our listeners. Thank you, Dan and
Thank
Shirley.
you for having me
Thank
very
you,
much.
Sagi.
And,
Thank you guys for coming on a Sunday.
Until next time.